This week on the Team Podcast, we overreact to an exciting week one in the NFL, and then the boys review Young Justice for you. So tune in, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. This is the Team Podcast. Sports, lifestyle, music, movies, and everything else you like talking about. Tune in.
Welcome to the Team Podcast. My name is Nash, host of the Team Podcast, and with me on the ones and twos, we got the great DJ Smythe.
Not a DJ.
And we got Mark.
Yep.
And
Don't even care anymore.
you know what? You got. I can't wait till you come up with something.
No,
I think that is it now. I think that is it.
I was gonna do a post and have people vote on a nickname, but I don't even care anymore.
Just do this or that. Just be like, yep, or
No.
what's up, guys?
No, just Mark. I want someone to see me on the street like, hey, you're Mark. I'm like, yep. I'm gonna get a flinch.
Hey, you're
An
Mark.
autograph? Nope.
It's just to keep walking.
Straightforward.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? How was your week been?
It's been wild, man. It's been a wild week of gaming.
Of gaming.
Gaming week. It's been.
Yeah, I can say that too.
It's been fantabulous.
What are you guys playing?
So Borderlands 3 came out today.
Did you just buy like 5 games?
Yeah.
Like in the last couple weeks?
Yeah. It's video game season. So that's
So I got to spend all my money on video games?
I woke up at 4:30 in the morning and started playing Borderlands till about
What
7.
are you?
Then I took a quick nap and then I started playing again at 9.
Did you not go to work today?
I did a little work. While I was playing
This guy's a
Borderlands.
13-year-old child.
Yep.
It was Christmas or something.
Got on the road at 1:30 just playing Borderlands. Great
Wow,
time.
yeah.
Call of Duty open beta is this weekend for the new Call of Duty. NHL 20 dropped on Friday. It's just chaos. I think FIFA 20 is out too now. I don't know. This is one of my favorite times of year. The NFL just started. We're about to get baseball playoffs. The NBA's coming in a couple of weeks. The NHL's coming. Like, come on.
You realize you still have a job and
Man.
family and stuff.
No,
right?
you obviously have a job, Mark, because you have no time for these things.
Like you have. Do you realize
He had time to stay up at 4 o'clock in the morning playing video games. When we asked him, hey, you want to come to the gym? I don't know, I'm a little busy.
You fired off about 5 games. I invested in a console now.
And I bought one game.
I bought one game and I'm playing that one game.
And that's out too. It's crazy.
It's 2K Life. Hot Girl Summer's over. Fat Boy Fall is here.
Fat boy fall. I think I'm going to enjoy that.
It's it. All those girls. I'm talking about it, man.
I'm tired of going to the gym. Yo,
those
fat
hey
boy.
big head texts. You're not getting a response. I'm playing 2K now.
Mm-hmm.
You ask me how I'm doing. I'm sending you back an emoji of a basketball.
2K is life.
That is it.
One thing I figured out, because they got, because I'm still playing the last 2K, and I don't know if I'm going to buy the new 2K, but they have the, do they still do those intros, those TV show type things?
Yeah, they're in season 6 of it now.
I didn't realize they introduced the WNBA.
Yep.
Into new. That's good.
Yeah, you
Good
can
for
now
them.
play games. They have all the teams.
they
You
have
can
all
play
the teams, all the
exhibition
players.
games.
Good for them.
And they have their own. They have different commentary. They have like other commentary for the WNBA.
Good
game.
for them. I've been screaming they should introduce women into this game
can play
because
WNBA
NHL been doing it for
You can be a
something
girl.
like 5 years.
Your
or
my
something.
player can be a woman, but the woman league's not represented. Like the WNBA is now part of the game. So you know when you, in the
Good for them.
beginning when they bring up the screen and shows all
Yeah.
the teams at the bottom's all WNBA teams.
Good for them.
So I haven't played a game though. I've played a little bit, but I haven't actually played like a physical exhibition game.
We're on a season of WNBA.
In a season, or sorry, WNBA game? Are you talking about, or just a regular season? Oh, okay,
WNBA
okay.
game.
So you're playing like my character, my
Yeah,
career.
That's all it is, man. Create your own
That's the
player.
grind.
I actually went to that.
Well, apparently the franchise mode is a little bit better. But I never played that myself. But
Well, no, I actually went to the full extent. I created my player, did the face scan, so it actually looks like me now.
Oh, come on.
The speech, not so much, but whatever.
I hate the speech in those things. I gotta add you. Oh, sorry. Just in case anybody wants to add you, because we've already thrown out our tags on this. Anyone wants to follow you on PlayStation, Mark? What is it? What's your name?
I think it's Mark Anthony. I think it's my username.
Mark Anthony's your username?
I think so.
Smythe looking it up for you?
You gonna add anybody ever? Or?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Keep it to yourself.
I think it might be. I don't know. I gotta double check though.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
We're gonna text you our handles, and me, Wells, and Corey. We're all here waiting for you. Nash too, but I haven't played. I've not played with Nash one time.
I'm there. I was there all today. I was there. I'm gonna be there tonight. I'm there. Anyway, anything else from you guys?
What else is new in the world?
Can I say something I noticed though?
What did you notice?
So I had the TV on in the background, and I was watching. I think one of the networks are putting on Seinfeld. So I'm watching Seinfeld. Out of order, by the way. They don't put the episode in order.
Of course.
Neither here nor there.
Well, the episodes aren't really in order because
there's no order to Seinfeld.
Yeah, there's no order because it's kind of
some of them are, but you know, like you see an episode, and you're like, oh, expecting this episode next, and it's really not. It's not there. Yeah, it's something else.
Like, what I
can't remember. I can't remember what network it was on. Anyway, but what I noticed is, have you noticed at the end of episodes, they're going into the next episode and they're scrolling through the credits really fast? This happens on just regular TV. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that.
No. So
the credits at the end of the episode, they'll scroll through the credits fast because it's sped up, but they're already going into the next episode. And I always thought, that's weird. Why is it happening like that? So what they're doing is, that went down in a deep dive and Reddit on this. So what they're doing is, networks are doing, is they're actually speeding the show up. Just slightly. Not so much that you actually notice. So they're speeding the show up, and they're adding in more commercials. So you have longer time of commercials. They're speeding the show up, and at the end, they're just speeding it up and just like, let's get to the next episode, and they quickly go into it.
If they could pull an extra minute out of it, that's an extra. I don't know how much money. Because
apparently they're getting 5 minutes out of it.
I was gonna say, oh wow, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Because who else? You want to put your commercial on a Seinfeld episode? No.
I guess I don't know how it works anymore. And
right.
Apparently now some networks have TV shows in a 45-minute block. So forget that 30-minute block. It's a 45-minute block.
Yeah.
So they're throwing even more commercials into it. Mind you, Mark's looking at me because I know Mark probably doesn't watch traditional television anymore. I don't really watch traditional.
That's about cable.
Yeah. I don't really watch traditional, only because I have it because of sports, and I was just there and Seinfeld was on. I was like, oh, I'll just watch this because I didn't know what movie to pop in. So I was like, let me just watch this. And I noticed that. I was like, oh, so this is what they're doing.
Yeah, that's wild.
I would never know.
Well, we really not watch traditional television, but anyway.
And I probably never will ever again. Straight movies or no commercial TV shows.
I wonder how people know. I guess people don't really notice about it.
Not only did they not notice, I didn't know till this very second that's what was happening.
And probably maybe you'll notice it now. Maybe if you're watching a rerun of Big Bang Theory or whatever you watch.
But the thing is, how many people really sit down and really watch commercials? Because as soon as I don't know.
Or actually watching them?
Yeah, because most times if a commercial comes up, you're like, sweet, I got about 2.5 minutes. I can go run to the washroom. I can go to the kitchen and come back.
I usually go on my phone, but whatever. Or I'm doing something else. I think I was cooking at the time, so I was like, whatever. It didn't really bother me anyway.
No, most times, for the majority of people, they'll always find something. Like I have 2.5 minutes to kind of do something else. Mm-hmm. Then we'll go do it for a comeback, and they'll kind of listen for when the show comes back on. So if I don't hear the show, for me, the regular or average person might be thinking like, oh, geez, this is a long 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But they're not really taking it consideration.
Yeah. I think that's how it happens too. Unless you're just unless you're bored and you're just actually taking it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's really happened too. That's about it. I saw it last night.
Like it?
Chapter 2?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I'm not gonna spoil it here.
Well, good or bad? Yeah or nay?
Nah.
You know what? That's fair.
Well, you already spoiled it there.
No, it's not a spoil. You know what? It's super hard to do a remake years and years and years and years.
But no, but the original it only had the one movie. No,
I know that's what I'm saying. So it's
hard to
it
was a miniseries.
Okay.
Well,
it was like
you're going to
it was longer than the actual. This movie was damn near 3 hours.
Yeah.
The actual runtime on that miniseries was actually longer than the two movies put together. But it was.
It's hard to make a continuation, I think, to a classic, and that's.
Well, they did it perfectly the first time.
No, they did the remake of the classic.
Well, it was a part 2 that it was good. It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
So And the miniseries wasn't good. let's be clear.
let's
the
start with that.
miniseries was trash.
I did not even know they had a miniseries.
Yeah.
Until Nashville.
It was
sent them out.
Eddie Curry, I think, was the actor's name who played the clown. I think that's right. Anyway, yeah, the miniseries was not good. It was very campy. So whatever.
Whatever.
All right, let's get into some topics here. So
What are we talking about today?
we are talking about overreaction to NFL Week 1. So what we're gonna do here is spit out 2 overreactions.
Yep.
I mean, we can comment on it. It's kind of, this segment's going to be kind of tongue-in-cheek type thing. The kind of like sports radio type thing that people do. So it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. You can comment on it if you like, or say it's just flat out silly.
It's your legit hot takes.
Yeah.
But they can't be good ones.
So kind of like a PTI, but not really.
Yeah,
It's
PTI.
It's your hot takes.
So you guys got the 2. So we're going to do 2 each. We're going to go back and forth. You guys got your 2? You got your 2? Mark?
I guess so. If Smythe takes one, I'll just...
You got your 2? All right. Smythe, you had some queued up for yourself, so I'll let you start on that one.
Number 1, Marlon Mack will lead the NFL
wait.
this season.
Sorry.
Why are you stopping me?
I forgot to give you a lead in. It's week 1, but
Marlon Mack will lead the NFL in rushing this season.
oh, why do you say that?
He was on fire, 170
yards
on the ground, just crashing it. Single-handedly kept the Colts alive. Also on my fantasy football team, so...
so obviously...
Yeah, he's going to handle it.
He gets a few points and you think he's going to
He's got
destroy
it.
the league.
He's got it all year. 2,000 yards rushing this season.
You're talking crazy.
There we go.
Hold on. Say that again and say it slow for the people in the back.
Oh, no, it's supposed to be my hot take.
I just want to touch base on this.
All right, Mark, it's week 1, but...
Lamar Jackson will probably be at par, if not better than...
No, not probably. You're supposed to say with enthusiasm. With
Well,
enthusiasm.
I'm saying at par,
Lamar
not
Jackson will be better than... You're supposed to say it with enthusiasm.
Wow.
I am enthused. The man said, yeah, I'm pretty good for a running back. Like, what more do you want from the guy?
Absolutely
He's like a
destroy the
Cordell
Dolphins.
Stewart, man. It's like he can play different positions.
They absolutely destroy the Dolphins.
I felt sorry for them, man. That was embarrassing.
I'm sick of although I don't see it personally, obviously this week 1, I'm secretly rooting for the guy.
For the Dolphins?
No, for Lamar Jackson.
Oh, I'm not rooting for him. He's a good quarterback. I don't think you understand. Whoever's playing him next week, they don't know what to do. And, remember, he was beating teams running the football last year to the point where he took the Ravens to the playoffs.
They're playing the Cardinals next week.
I get it. They're you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about them anymore, so I can't even... I don't know what about those guys anymore.
I just know it was a good showing.
Yeah.
What was the score again?
50
sorry.
10 or something.
Let me look that up real quick.
Anyway.
Sorry. Keep going. I'll look it up. Go. Keep going.
No, it was just like...
Yeah, 59-10.
Like,
They killed him.
The Dolphins are world beaters.
but remember, this is the NFL. This is
not that team. Not
this
that
is-
Miami team.
This is not, number 1 ranked NCAA team facing a Division III team.
That's what it looked like.
Like that was a
That's
flat,
it. Yeah, that's what it did look
I'll
like.
be honest. If you give me the 4 teams that make the playoffs in NCAA this year, I think they beat this Dolphins team. That's how bad I think they are.
these guys are getting paid millions. There's that many points on the board.
I get it, man. I think they're just really bad.
And then we go and then people talk about I'm worth this much.
We got a new head coach that's creating career suicide. But like I said last week. Anyway, you're
All right. So it's week 1, but the Patriots are going to go undefeated this year on their route to winning their 7th championship.
It's a good win.
Did we not? Did we say no? Didn't we talk about it last week and said that the Patriots are looking good, but we don't think.
I said
Well, the
the
defense is
same
good.
here.
Now they're going to get Antonio Brown.
I said this.
Pending circumstances.
I said it looks so good that it can't work out.
No.
Yeah,
I think
This
they'll
reminds
lose-
me of Randy Moss.
I think they'll lose 1 game, but I think they'll walk away.
Well, if you go look at their schedule, you're going to be hard pressed to say
they're gonna lose this game.
this is the game they're going to lose. This is the game. And again, it's the NFL.
Last week was the tough game. I'll say it. It gets easier.
Oh, it's
from
supposed to
there.
be a tough game.
Yeah, it gets easier from there.
It was supposed to be a tough game.
Gosh.
All right, Smythe. It's week 1, but
Changing mine and saying Cam Newton is finished as a good quarterback in the NFL. He's had 2 bum weeks. He's gone 5 weeks, I think, without throwing a touchdown pass. And people are asking questions about Killer Cam. I'll say it like this. He'll get it together and he'll be fine. But hot take is Cam's done as a quarterback.
You can't defend the other side. You can't
Sorry,
defend the other side.
Sorry, Cam Newton is finished as an
say
NFL quarterback.
I say you shut him down this season. If he has 2 bum shoulders like that,
Apparently it's his knee.
shut him down. Call it. I understand the season just started. Take it as a wash, because if you're paying him that money, I might as well keep that investment as secure as possible and not have.
He's taking this to the fullest market.
Yeah,
He's like, yo, shut it down.
Tell your fans that.
All right, Mark. It's week 1, but
Steelers should fire Tomlin. Trade Ben. Again, shut it down. Start it all over. Steel City.
Yo,
get
they
the
can't
wrecking ball.
score. It's all over.
Get
Their
the
secondary is
wreck-
garbage.
Get the
This
wrecking
team
ball.
is trash.
Get the wrecking balls. Knock down the whole
It's
stadium.
over.
I think everyone in this room, except for Mark. I don't think you had them in the playoffs. I don't think. I can't remember.
No, I had this. I think I had him in there.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, it was you. They didn't have in the playoffs. So one of us didn't have in the playoffs. Anyway, whatever. But for the most part, me and you, Mark, at least, were pretty high on this team anyway. And they just had a poor showing against the Patriots.
You know what? You go into Foxborough and egg like that, people are going to ask questions. Because you're supposed to be the team that's on their level. It didn't look that way.
All right, staying in the same division, it's week 1, but everyone was wrong about the Browns. This team is trash. They're going to be last in the division, and their season
It's
over. It's officially over. They're done. They're done.
As much as I picked them to be in the playoffs, I think Odell's he's just too much drama.
What was that thing about Watchgate? Like this, like,
Watchgate.
Why did everything
I don't
happen in
understand.
football? They have to put the gate beside it. Like
I don't know.
It's funny.
I understand. Like
But, I don't know. It is what it is. They paid him to wear the watch. He wore the watch.
But the
they
thing
told
is-
him to take off the watch.
But
You can't wear a watch, bro.
but I'm pretty sure. Like, is there not anything in the rules as far
I don't
as
think there was a rule.
uniform
Yeah, I don't think there was a rule about it.
about not wearing watches?
But they told him not to wear it.
I think the jewelry?
No, the guys wear chains.
Huh?
Guys wear chains and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but that's that I guess that within regards because that is tucked away. It can't be
Yeah.
it can't be a choking hazard.
Yeah.
But I honestly think there's no rule against that.
They're
There's
just-
no
they're
rule
just
against that
like-
he couldn't wear a watch.
Just like, yo,
but-
you just can't wear a watch.
They just told him don't
Yeah,
wear it.
But you bring a $200,000
doesn't care.
yeah, but
watch.
it's a sponsorship.
I understand
No.
that. I understand that, but it's not like he's wearing. It's not like he's wearing the watch, and he's not. He's never gonna get tackled. His wrist is never gonna hit the ground. That's $200,000.
Yeah.
Do you think he cares about that?
Someone gave him the watch and he told him to wear
Yeah,
it.
that's the same as our Fitbits.
He doesn't care.
And that
Anyway,
was-
anything seriously, guys, you want to talk about this week? Anything stood out to you in this week?
You
or
know what I
last
want
week?
to talk about this week.
Who?
Mr. Brown.
But it's really.
We'll
not
get to that
serious.
later. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
But I'm just saying anything else.
No, nothing else good.
It was the
Week
it was-
1, kind of.
Some quarterbacks showed out that they put up a little bit better than what you expected for the first week, but it's the first week they can show improve now.
Some guys
man.
played well, some guys didn't play well.
That's it.
There's a long season.
That's it, man. There's a bunch of blitzes that are gonna happen throughout these weeks.
Only 2 teams are done right now, week 1.
Oh, of course, but that's been written in the stars for a while.
Not really. No, man. 2 quarterbacks got hurt.
Really? There's 2 teams done?
Yeah.
I'm officially gonna. Can we cut off the Dolphins? They're done, right?
Their
season's over?
haven't started.
Their season's over.
they're done.
They have no hope.
Can we put them on green pastures now?
Yeah, we're officially. We're gonna try and do this every week. We're gonna
Very-
take a
very one
team.
team.
Maybe sometimes we won't be able to get to
Suicide
it.
pool.
But Dolphins,
Dolphins are gone.
they're finished. Done. You
So-
said another team, maybe?
Then Sam Darnold has mono, and he's out 4 to 6 weeks.
I think that's. Well, the Dolphins are in the same division, so they can't be done.
I know, but Sam Darnold's out 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell's getting his shoulder looked at for an MRI. These guys might just shut it down,
Maybe.
right? They might be done. So, and the third team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, unfortunately, Nick Foles throwing his first touchdown for the
Yeah, but
Jags,
they can go back.
breaks his collarbone.
Yeah, they can come back. They can come back. 'Cause he's not done for the season. He can still.
Yeah,
he's-
it's his collarbone. He's
No, because remember what's the name broke his collarbone too. Didn't Aaron Rodgers break his collarbone when he came back?
yeah, but they said week 9. But by the time week 9 comes, season's over.
Well, you don't know what the team might be still good. So I'm not going to write off the Jaguars.
Not
It's
yet.
completely not yet.
I mean, every rep team. So this week's Dolphins.
Yeah.
The Jags are coming. So
all right. So we're officially cutting off the Dolphins. They're finished.
they gone.
Yep.
So let's get into some picks. Last week, Mark came out on top. 4 out of 5.
Good stuff.
Sorry, I should say 4. Your record is 4-1. Smythe, you're 2-3, and I'm 1 of 4. Or 1-4.
Week 1 wasn't fair to us.
No, I always say the first 2
Well,
weeks.
it's better for you than
the first 2 weeks
national,
are
though.
the first 2 weeks are horrible.
It was rough. It was rough.
Watch you week 3, week 4. You're gonna start to see it from me. Then I figure out the teams. I understand what's going on.
You're starting off like the Browns right
He
now,
needs data. He needs data.
I need data to figure this out.
in your analytics.
So let's make some picks for this week. We got Chargers at Lions. Smythe, who do you got in this one?
Chargers. The Lions couldn't even finish off the Cardinals last week.
Oh my goodness!
I am disgusted.
That
by
timeout?
them. I just unbelievably poor football. That timeout was the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, and you know what? Whatever. He didn't like what he saw on the field. He called a timeout. But you kind of got to trust franchise quarterbacks at some point. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that.
Because it was the offensive coordinator that called the timeout. Yeah.
It's got to trust your quarterback.
Who do you got in this game?
Chargers.
Oh,
Sorry,
you said a whole bunch of
too much smack.
I heard him say it from the first thing, and then he cared to explain it housewise. Like,
Mark, what do you got in this one?
yeah, I'll go with the Chargers.
You want Chargers? I'm also going with Chargers.
Yeah, you need to pick the Chargers. Where your record spin right now?
Vikings at Green Bay. Mark, who do you got in this one? Green Bay coming off not that much of an impressive win from last week.
I think they'll improve on it. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Well, Smythe, who do you got in this one?
Division game at home.
Yep,
Packers by a field goal.
By a field goal?
Yeah.
You're not getting any bonus points for throwing out.
I know, but I got it just in case people want to take me for the word.
I feel this is, again, I told you guys in the beginning I wasn't too high on the Green Bay Packers. Didn't really impress me. The defense impressed me last week. I think I'm believing more in Kirk Cousins. This is going to be, like I said, I think they're going to win this division. An impressive win against the Falcons. Falcons didn't really show up anyway, so whatever. So I'm going to take the Vikings in this one.
Nice.
Cowboys at Washington. Who do you got in this one, Smythe?
Cowboys. Washington coughed up a huge lead last week in Philly, and they looked like they were a really good control team, but a good control team that can't stop the other side from scoring. So Philly's offense didn't even get going in the second half, still put up 32. Then Dallas, who gets started really fast, is going to run through them.
Mark, what do you got in this one?
I concur with Smythe.
You guys pick a lot of the same games. Do you guys realize that?
Hey, I'm trying to win here, bud. All right? I don't know about you.
Actually, you didn't. Sorry.
Yeah. If I did, then I would have won 4 games last week.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to win, all right? I don't know about you.
I don't think Washington's going to go 0-16. It was a close game.
Yep. Saving that spot for the Dolphins.
It was a close game last week. They didn't look terrible. These division games, especially in the NFC East, there's a few surprises in there and whatnot. So I'm going to pick Washington to win this game. Saints at Rams. Mark, who do you got in this one?
Saints at Rams.
Yeah.
Saints looked pretty decent last week. I'm going to go with the Saints again this week.
On the road.
Hey, man.
Hey, go for it.
Hey, same game regardless you're on the road or you're at home, baby.
That's true.
You still throw football, still kick a field goal.
Very true.
You got this one, Smith?
I'm going Rams. And, these two teams are as evenly matched as two teams can be. They almost do the exact same things on both sides of the ball. The only thing I always think about is, we know exactly who the Saints' weapons are. And the Rams can do it in so many ways. If Todd Gurley...
Who looked crap.
He didn't look crap. They just didn't play him till the fourth quarter. He ended up with 90-something yards on 14 carries, but they didn't let him actually play his game till the fourth, so they're preserving him. That's fine. Malcolm Brown's
he was in the game.
No, he touched the ball 14 times the whole game.
No, I realized that he touched the ball, but he was in the game the whole time.
No, he wasn't. Malcolm Brown had as many rushes as him, as many touches. And everyone's freaking out, thinking that like maybe he has something that's degenerative, so like something that gets worse if he plays, so they're holding him out. But anyway, I think the Rams just have more weapons where you don't know where it's coming from. We know it's Michael Thomas. We know it's Alvin Kamara with the Saints. The element of surprise, I guess, that's why I'm taking the Rams. And they're at home.
They're at home. It's not really a surprise.
You're like, all that was not necessary.
It wasn't really a surprise. I'm almost taking the Rams. Eagles at Falcons. What do you got in this one, Mark?
Eagles
at Falcons.
I feel like
Falcons didn't really show up really last week, week 1. They kind of need this. Although their division is
wide open.
Not that great. So, or at least now it's not that great.
We'll go with the Eagles.
Eagles, any particular reason or just gut feeling?
I have a gut feeling. Though they're Smythe's team, I feel like,
That's right.
Smythe, who you got in this one?
I got Philly.
Really?
Yeah. I really do like the Falcons. The problem I have...
You had them winning this division, didn't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
But if you put pressure in Matt Ryan's face, he doesn't throw the ball well, despite having Ridley and Julio Jones. And the Eagles put pressure down the middle with Fletch. They lost their second tackle.
Other than Fletch, they don't really put that much pressure.
They put a ton of pressure because they.
I don't. Other than Fletch, I don't really.
I'll run you through it. The Eagles they have a young linebacker core. They play man to man up top, so they get beat for deep balls consistently. But that's because their linebackers are almost always blitzing. They play a 4-3 attack defense, so they're always coming at the quarterback with somebody, so you don't know where it's coming from. But case in point, when you get in Matt Ryan's face, he doesn't play well.
Yeah. That I'll agree with. I just don't know if the Eagles can apply that much pressure to him. But if you say so,
you gonna see.
I'm also gonna pick the Eagles in this one. Yeah. All right, that's it as far as picks are concerned. Again, we'll post that up on the gram. Mark's ahead right now, and that won't last long. I tell you that right now. Enjoy it while it lasts, Mark. It won't last long.
Well, hey, I can't end off with a worse record than you. So.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Gauntlet is thrown.
You gonna put money on it now? Like,
how are we going with this? He's 1-4. I can't.
It won't last.
Unless I go a couple 0-4s.
Yeah, 0-5s happen. 0-5s. That's all I'm saying.
To you?
0-5s happen. That's all I'm saying.
You were the only one that happened to last year.
I've gone 5-0 too.
I think I'll always break even. I might have a couple 2 and 3 or. I might split. I might go one game below.
Make it cut 1 week.
All right. So, since last we left, some drama happened in the NFL. We're just going to concentrate on just the A-B situation.
Not a lot of drama.
You guys went... since we left, he went to the Patriots.
Yeah.
All that stuff started in a week.
Yeah. But we knew that was inevitable. We knew he was leaving. We just didn't know where he was going.
I don't know if he said he was leaving.
No, I don't think he was leaving. When last time we talked,
he was still a Raider.
He was a Raider.
Yeah, he was a Raider, but with the amount of controversy, you knew that either he wasn't going to be out there for long.
Yeah, we talked about them taking his money away.
Yeah, they're talking about taking his money away. So what happened is, kids, in case you've been living under a rock, what happened is, through all that noise that AB was doing, Antonio Brown, on the Raiders, all that noise, he basically got kicked off. They basically cut him. All that $30 million guarantee, took it away from him, cut him, and within an hour or so, he was signed to the Patriots. And now they have arguably the best receiver in the NFL right now. Arguably one of the best of all time.
On that paper.
Arguably is a fair word.
On paper. No, this guy is actually one of the best. Period. When he plays, he's the best.
When he plays.
No, he's great. You can't.
Last year.
Last year.
What was the last game?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He played the whole season last season?
Yes.
He didn't play week 17.
17.
Who cares? He's still great. And he's a Patriot. And it's not fair. But you know what? But here we are, right? It's not fair. But like...
What do you think about the way he left?
I think he's not a grown up, and you know, whatever. He's a young guy. He's been this.
He's not really that young.
I know, but he's been like in this spotlight with this money his whole life. I don't think he's a mature person, and this is him showing immaturity.
What makes you think he's not mature?
Like creating issues to leave a team. He could have just said, I don't want to play here, demand a trade, ask to release me. He could have just been a man about it. They probably would have just released him. You know what I mean? For him to create all this drama, because at the end of it, he was recording phone conversations.
Yeah.
And like
put it up on YouTube.
I mean, all this stuff, it's absolutely crazy, right?
Antonio Brown's 31, by the way.
I didn't say he wasn't old. He's
He's a grown man. A grown man. You're like, that's not professional.
No, he's not a professional, but he's great. He's a great athlete. Not a professional.
But the thing is, remember,
that's right.
Well, sir, in what sense do you think it's not professional? Like, this is the whole creating the drama to get off the team, the Raiders.
The creating the drama, and then just like you're a human. You can voice your opinion, but it's how you conduct yourself. Because it's like, if you don't conduct yourself in a proper manner, it's like, why would another team take you? Because it's like, what happens when things don't go in your favor on this team now? You're gonna act up the same way again,
and
if not worse.
You think that would be a logical way to think about
now,
things.
Again, like I keep saying to you guys, this Antonio Brown, this behavior of Antonio Brown, has only popped up in the last year. He's 31 years old, and it only popped up
last few years.
But
since that concussion.
Well, because it started with that filming on Facebook, and then the behavior at the end of the season on the Steelers, and then now this stuff with the Raiders. So this is not it's not deep in his history. It's recent.
But you can say that about other athletes.
I mean, he's always been a diva.
Which
right?
receiver isn't?
Exactly. But he's only become
this person again. Last couple months. Now,
you're fair.
Now switching sports. Now, how did you feel when what Paul George did, Mark?
Wasn't bad.
It's the exact same thing Antonio Brown did,
but not
except without the
drama.
noise, without the drama. It's the exact same thing he did.
Okay, but the thing is that when we talk about Antonio Brown, we talk about the drama part. Everyone's always going to voice their opinion about if they're not happy with where they are. They're gonna most athletes now are going to voice their opinion. It's one thing now to voice your opinion and then to carry on kicking and screaming on the ground about it.
Yeah, the only thing Antonio
Brown did
for me was be dishonest.
Yeah,
if he honestly was like, "Hey man, like this isn't working. I don't want to play here," and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna take all your money," and he said, "Okay," and they released him.
But that's it. Like
now in the NFL, I don't know. Like the NBA, guys do it all the time. They go, I don't want. Well, they don't do it all the time, but you see a lot of guys do it. I don't want to play here. Trade me.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis did it. Paul George did it.
Kawhi Leonard did it. We're forgetting.
Kawhi Leonard did it. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard did it. They said, "Yo, I don't want to play here. Get me out of here." Now that culture does not exist in the NFL that we've seen. Like, I mean, if Antonio Brown went to the Steelers and say, "Hey, trade me to the Patriots," what do you think they would have done?
No.
We're not trading you to the Patriots. No.
When Antonio Brown wanted out, the Patriots offered them a first round pick.
Rumored.
And the Steelers were like, haha, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I wouldn't give them that either.
I don't know.
So that same, like, maybe I agree with you guys. The whole acting up, especially when he went to the feet thing. I'm like, whatever. The helmet thing. There's a particular helmet you like. Go talk to the NFL about it. Figure it out. Where he's going to threaten the GM now, that's where I'm going to fault him.
Can't do that.
That's where I'm faulting him. Like, okay, you're acting like a child now. If you want it out, and again, I don't know what was said in that meeting. I wasn't there. I'm just going off of what I heard. He went in there, started using racial slurs against the GM and all that kind of stuff. That's where I'm going to fault him, and that's the only thing I'm going to fault him on. The fact that he wanted to leave and go play where he wanted to go play.
Yeah,
all the power to you. Go play where you want to play. Because I know in the NFL, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Because teams don't want to trade with other teams, and you can't do that because it's in my division and all that kind of stuff. He wanted to go play there. He essentially took less money.
Yep.
Essentially, because it's
only 1 year.
full. Well, it's 2 years. It's an option for a second year.
But the second option is $20 million.
Yeah,
no way the
Patriots are going to do that. Yeah. So if he wanted to take less money to go win, all the power to you. Go do that. I will commend any player to do that because a lot of these teams now hold the power. They're holding you for restricted free agents. We're not going to trade with that team. All the power to you. Where I'm going to fault him is going to the GM and carrying on the way he did. So that's where I'm going to fault him. The actual betraying fans and stuff like that. Personally, I don't care about that.
I find, but that's what most people are going to get on any athlete.
We have a friend that's very upset about that. He's like, "Yo, you're betraying the fan base." I'm like, I don't care.
But you're going to hurt fans regardless.
Well, players are going to do what they want to do. Play what they want to play, and players change things all the time. So
understandable. Like you said, me being a professional athlete, saying, "I don't want to be here anymore." No problem. People are going to boo me regardless if I leave and I come back and play.
But here's the thing: it sucks for the Raiders because they traded.
The Raiders are an awful organization.
And then they paid him, so you should get him. And
do you really care about the Raiders?
I'm not saying I care.
They have Khalil Mack. They had Cooper.
I understand, but what I'm saying is they did all the right things. They're not at fault here.
I guess
Antonio Brown's at fault. We can't say the Raiders are a bad organization. They deserve this. They don't deserve this.
Oh no! At no point did I say
now. If you said Antonio Brown's going to play for the Raiders, I said I don't think that's going to happen.
What do you mean?
When this trade happened, I didn't see Antonio Brown suiting up for the Raiders.
Oh, really?
Because they're not a winning. Like they just have no chance. Why?
I thought. Well, again, going back to what we know of NFL players, it's like I knew he had a beef with Ben.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh. So I thought he just wanted to get out of there and just play because he got his 30 and it was about money.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was about. It's about money. He got his money, and he was just going to go end up playing in Las Vegas. That's what I thought it was.
Sorry, I'm going to rephrase that.
Yeah.
The second Antonio Brown started making excuses to not be on the field, I knew
okay. I think so.
Because in the beginning, I thought that the plan, like I said, I made a hot take about Vegas. Antonio Brown would be one of the star attractions in Vegas.
Yeah, which
was a great idea. And they went for it. It just didn't work out.
No.
But that's not all about Antonio.
Hang on, wait. Sorry, you want to say something?
No. Well, let's get.
Yeah, let's get to the other part of it.
So
there's more stuff on Antonio Brown. I'm just gonna say it. So he's accused of sexual assault. A young lady is accusing him of sexual assault.
She's part of the training staff.
No, she's a personal trainer for him. She's a personal trainer.
Training staff, personal all the same.
Yeah.
She's a personal trainer accusing him of sexual assault
and rape.
And rape is sexual assault.
No. I mean, yes.
Yes.
What? Rape is the.
There's two things she's accusing him of him, and that's one of them. And it's not a criminal charge. It's
civil lawsuit.
Civil lawsuit. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Civil lawsuit. Now it's for $75,000. But what I understand, the $75,000 is just a formality. She has to do that to bring it to a certain level of court.
Right.
Apparently, the whole thing is going to be ending up for a couple million.
Right.
Whatever. She's going to do the whole suit's going to be for a couple million. I don't know. Where do you want to go with this, Smythe? I don't want to touch this. I really don't want to touch it. But if you want to go,
the beginning of it. There's two train. My first train of thought is Antonio Brown signed with the Patriots, and the Patriots clearly did not know this allegation was coming, in which Antonio Brown did because he posted text messages that he sent to his accuser.
No, he didn't post those.
She posted them?
Somebody posted them. I think it was her. He did not post it. Somebody else did because people are asking. Did he actually write those things? Somebody else posted those text messages. And the reason he didn't tell the Patriots is because his lawyer was doing some confidential preliminary confidential negotiations before. So that's his excuse for not telling. But that's what I understand. Anyway, continue. Sorry, I cut you off.
Crazy. And then second of all, everyone's talking about the Patriots like releasing Antonio Brown or not letting him play or putting Antonio Brown on the commissioner's exempt list. But we forget the franchise we're talking about. We're talking about the New England Patriots. Once it's not about football, they don't really care what happens. Case in point one, Josh Gordon was suspended from the NFL for his substance abuse problems. He was reinstated. He went right back to the Patriots. They did welcome back with open arms. That guy left right before the playoffs. If anyone lets your team down to a point where they should not be on your team, it's Josh Gordon. But guess what? He can catch footballs. That's all they care about.
That's weed, though.
Case number 2.
That's weed.
Aaron Hernandez murdered a guy.
But he didn't play after
Thug life forever.
He didn't play
He
after
was arrested before he was released.
But you knew his history, though.
They knew that he was in trouble. They knew
that.
there was
Hang
a
on,
investigation.
wait. When he murdered somebody, he didn't play after that.
He was on the football field when they were investigating before they arrested him. He was arrested before he was released. All I'm saying is the New England Patriots care about winning football games. They don't care who it is. I know this is a serious allegation. And I think, here's what I'm going to say. The way the story checks out, it looks like its relationship turned sour. Okay? And the reason why I say this is because if it's an actual allegation of sexual assault and rape, it's a criminal case. The fact that she's suing for money and she's suing for that $75, she doesn't want it to become a criminal case, is because she's looking for financial support and she's not looking for Antonio Brown to be placed in jail. She doesn't want him to stop playing football. If he settled this before it became known to the public, we probably wouldn't have heard about it. But Antonio Brown is denying everything. And when someone denies like that, it's because there's a relationship there. Does that make sense? Whatever happened that night, I don't know. What happened those 3 nights, 3 separate occasions, by the way. I don't know. And I'll never know. And that's the problem with cases like this. But what I'm saying is that it's something that has progressed. The 3 different incidents were progressive over time. And she was being paid by Antonio Brown to be a personal trainer during that time. So there is a relationship there. So it got messy. He's now being sued. Not charged. Sued.
He was paying her to be a personal trainer?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Like
I know she is a personal trainer. I don't know if she was paying him.
Yeah. And she came back to train with him after the second incident. So there's a relationship going on there.
There was a relationship going on.
Right. But obviously we don't know what happened. All I'm saying is, A, Patriots don't care. And B, what a situation when they get dumped into. But if anyone can handle it, it's them. Because who else had allegations against him? Robert Kraft, the owner.
Mark, you want to touch on this? I ain't gonna touch it.
Yeah,
I'm not touching it.
It's you've seen it before, man. You've seen it before in football. You've seen it before in other professional sports, and it's he said like if you want to win and he can catch a football, we can get passes. Just catch a football, man. Don't worry about it. If you have to go to jail, then catch as many footballs before you go to jail. Then.
If it's up to the Patriots, he's on the field on Sunday. The only person that could possibly stop him is the commissioner.
Apparently, he is going to be on the. Apparently, he is going to go on the list because they're not going to talk. The league isn't because what's her name? Do you remember her name?
Brittany.
Anyway, Brittany something. Look up her name, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So she is actually getting married this week. So the NFL is going to talk to her next week. So
obviously the offense is not serious because if you're getting married, they're like, "Oh, just hold on."
No, you can't say that. She's allowed to get married.
So
why would you bring it up then? No, she's going.
I don't know. I don't know her reasons. I don't know her.
Weeks of her marriage.
It's very hard for her to come out.
I don't know any of her reasons.
Brittany Taylor's her name.
Brittany Taylor. So yeah, the NFL is going to talk to her next week. All I'm going to say is I'll wait till the facts come out. Actually.
That's fair.
I'm going to wait till the actual facts come out, then see if Antonio Brown should not play or not. Apparently, he is going to play this week.
Oh, I guarantee he's going to play this week.
Well, obviously,
if it's up to the Patriots,
they haven't talked to the girl yet. They haven't talked to the female.
But that's what I'm saying. Is
if they talk to her, what's going to happen? Like
they have to talk to her and see what.
Are they going to talk to her and be like, "Yeah, I believe you. He shouldn't be playing it." It's a he said, she said.
No, you want to be in the same room and talk to her and say, look her in the face and go, so what happened? You want to be able to look that person. And they're probably going to do the same thing to Antonio Brown.
I know, but...
And ask them, is this your text message?
Right, but after that, because if it was his text message, he doesn't... There's no guilt in that message that he sent.
Yes,
No, there isn't.
He admits it.
No, he doesn't.
I'll show it to you.
No, I saw the message. She said,
I'll show it to you.
I don't want to say. No, he didn't. He did not say he sexually. He said they had an encounter, but he didn't say it was assault.
That's assault.
No, it's not.
I'll show it to you. That's assault.
What?
I'll show it to you. Don't worry.
What does it say? There's no show. What does it say?
We can't say it on the air. We can't say it like that.
I'll show it to you.
Let me see. Let me show it to me right now so I can.
So you read it and be like,
Anyway, anything else you want to touch on the?
Well, you know what? Another thing I want to touch on is the commissioner's exempt list is like a place for someone who they think is guilty, but they're not sure if he's guilty because he's not playing football. So to keep him off the football field when he's not criminally charged with anything is probably a huge no-no. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think they can't even put him on the commissioner's exempt list, which people are going to be very mad at the NFL for it, but they are trying to be careful not to assume guilt.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're doing. They want to talk to her, and they're going to talk to Antonio Brown, and then they'll make their decision from there. So this all happened in a week.
Yeah.
All of this happened in 1 week.
I was the 100th anniversary of the NFL, and it is shrouded in controversy, and it doesn't look good for the league.
All right. So we'll be back after this message, and we're going to be reviewing. We're going to bring in Casey, and we're going to review some Young Justice Part 1. All right. So we'll be back. Mm-hmm. If you need a translator, I got one for you.
You can catch the Team Podcast anywhere you get your podcasts. So that includes Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and anywhere else you get yours. Also hit us up on our favorite social media sites, which include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my personal favorite, Tumblr.
All right. Now we're back. And we lost Smythe. So it's just me, Nash, Casey J. Ford.
Don't forget the J.
And Mark.
And Mark. It's so simple.
And right now we're here because we're going to be talking Young Justice. Streaming on the DC Comic Network or whatever they call their streaming.
DC app, which is available in Canada. But
whatever. How did you watch it?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Piracy is best.
I don't know about you, Mark. I flew out of the States and watched it legally. I don't know about you.
If it was available in Canada, I would have purchased it for the month or the 2 days I was watching.
The 2 days I would have watched it.
You're nuts.
Well, you got to buy the month, right? So I would have paid this $7 for the month, right? But they didn't want to offer it to anyone outside the States. So
nope. All right, so we're going to do this in 2 parts, just like they did the TV show, because they cut it up in 2 parts over the years. So
foolish.
That's how you get because now with the streaming services and whatnot, that's how you get the viewership, right? They kind of split it up type thing, so you got the conversation.
They released episode weekly, so it wasn't like Netflix where they just put the whole thing on the.
But everyone does this now. Didn't the Game of Thrones do it?
No,
they did it for 1 season. They broke it.
Not the last season, though.
Not last season because it was so short. But they broke up. Yeah,
I don't think they did that for Game of Thrones. I don't remember that. Maybe
I think 2 seasons they broke it up.
Yeah, whatever.
But a lot of TV shows are doing this now. I guess to get that longer conversation going and whatnot throughout the year.
You forget some stuff. You gotta rewatch it.
Yeah, but Young Justice, one of my favorite shows over the last 6 years. How long has that show been around?
There was a big gap, so I don't know how when season 1 came out in. I'll give you it right now. I don't know when season 1 came out. Well, yeah, go on. It was one of your favorite shows.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite shows when it first started. Second season came along and loved it even more. And then the bastards canceled it.
2010, 2011.
So longer than 6 years.
Wowzers, that long, eh?
That's
you really drag this one out, boy.
That's damn near a decade. Right?
Well, they canceled it because they brought in
Teen Titans
Teen Titans Go. They wanted to bring that back in because I guess this is the thing about North American. I don't know if it's North American viewers or it's just a network saying this. The serialized or episodic type TV shows, they say kids can't handle it. Everything has to be wrapped up in one little series and it's done.
So don't make it for the kids.
From what I read, toy sales.
And probably toy sales weren't doing it.
Only reason they said the ratings were really good, but the toy sales were not.
And that's a big part of cartoons.
And that's probably because
in North America,
it wasn't kids who were watching it, right? It was younger adults and adults.
Yeah. So, I was wondering if we should get. No, okay, we'll do it at the end. Whether you no, actually, yeah, we'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end whether you guys liked it or not. So I'm guessing going through this entire thing, we're probably gonna guess whether or not each of us liked it or not.
Yeah, you'll hear our opinions. For sure.
So we're gonna
You
go.
guys are sounding negative already.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say a word. So
Yeah, you were. Don't worry, Casey J. Ford. We'll hear your thoughts as we go through.
So we're gonna go episode by episode. All right, and we'll stop at episode 13, just like they did, and then continue next week. All right. So episode 1. I think it opened up with the basically kind of how the last season opened up, where
Last season closed. Yep.
yeah, where last season closed. It was Nightwing saying he's tired and he doesn't want to do it anymore, and he gives it over to Aqualad at the time. Gives it over to him. Now we go 4 years later. A lot of times they put the date there, which I was writing it down, trying to figure out why the date's there. I guess it's just to show it's been over, because the show takes, I think, close to a calendar year.
I'm wondering, is every season, does it start with July 4th? I have a funny feeling it does.
Maybe I have to go back and look.
I'll have to go check too, yeah.
Possibly, but
Oh yeah, because it starts off with July 4th. You're seeing people, I guess they're starting illegal metahuman trafficking. You're seeing people create metahumans. You're just thrown into it. So you see they create, I think it was like someone, two kids. They told one kid that died, and then you see that it creates a metahuman. Then it flashes over to that same metahuman who was a monster or whatever. Gets thrown into a battle on Ran.
Against the Justice League.
Against the Justice League. They're having a battle on this planet Ran. Beast comes down, they start attacking, and then Black Lightning wants to knock him out, gives him a little jolt of lightning, kills it. Then they figure out it's a human girl.
yeah.
Human girl. And then that messes up Black Lightning, pretty much. Seeing that he actually killed somebody completely messes him up. Fast forward a little bit, go back to the Watchtower. You're now introduced Aqualad, now Aquaman, introduced as a leader of the Justice League. Now they're having a meeting.
You said that backwards.
What did I say?
You said okay. No,
Aqualad, now Aquaman. He's now Aquaman now.
no. He's still Aqualad.
No, he's Aquaman.
He's
Really?
Aquaman. Yep.
He's Aquaman.
still a boy though.
He's not. Well, I think those guys I think they're like in their 20s now.
They're in the 20s now, yeah.
Yeah. If you actually follow the timeline, they're in their like 20s.
So he goes Aquaman. So Aquaman will call Aquaman.
No, Aquaman's not Aquaman.
Aquaman's done. Remember
He's
they
done.
met.
That's at the end.
Yeah, but-
They actually talk to him and he's done.
Yeah, but is he still Aquaman?
No.
though? The older
No,
Aquaman.
he's just King.
Whatever he is.
Whatever his name is.
All right, whatever. just sounding weird. That's all.
Now they have their meeting, their exposition meeting. No, I spelled that wrong. They have their exposition meeting there, where they basically catch up the audience to what's been going on about the metahuman trafficking and stuff like that. Do you guys like that, or does it take you completely out when they start talking like that? When they start doing exposition, like they talk to each other with information that they should already know, but
Yeah.
really they're not talking to us. They're not talking to each other. They're talking to us.
I mean, it is storytelling. I don't
It's
know
kind of
how
lazy
else you would
storytelling.
do it.
It's kind of lazy storytelling.
Well, no, they didn't want to focus on that, right? So
Yeah.
they wanted to focus on the tighter story. So I understand that.
So they have their meeting and talking about the metahuman trafficking and basically what's going on and what the whole thing is going to be dealing with and everything like that. Then
Well, I think no. I think they were arguing on how to deal with it.
they started arguing on how to deal with
that's
it.
why I don't think it was lazy. It was clearly
Well, the information they were
that's
going
the
back and
best
forth.
way
Yeah,
to do
It was a good build up, I guess.
their information they were going back and forth was but then they started arguing about it. Batman then stands up, says he can't deal with this the way you guys want to deal with it, because you guys are quote unquote playing fair when the light, the evil side, is not playing fair. So Batman and I think Green Arrow,
Green Arrow. Yep.
and there's a bunch of other guys. They all stand up. Basically, Batman Inc. Gets up and leaves.
They quit the Justice.
They
League.
quit the Justice League.
Here should have.
Then Black Lightning says he's also going to quit too, because the killing of that is the killing of that metahuman early in the show just messed up with his head. Then we go over to, was it Marco? Yeah, they went over to Markovia in this episode.
Yep.
And then they show the king queen of Markovia, introduced you to the children of Markovia. They have 3 children, which later on is going to be played a bigger role into that. And then we see their assassination.
Yep. Well, they wanted to make their country a metahuman haven.
Yes.
Against trafficking, so they were obviously shown as good people. Mm-hmm. And then, sorry, go on.
Yeah, that basically that's it.
And then they got assassinated.
Yeah, they got assassinated by a speedster metahuman, which I forgot to look up who that was, but that was it. All right, going into episode 2, you see that Beast Boy is now a TV star.
Foolish.
What do you mean? Foolish?
I was just like, when I saw that, I was just like, what happened? I'm like, from like watching the season and seeing what he was doing, it's like, how do you just go turn superstar now?
Well, you're seeing a lot. You're going to see this a lot through this entire episode. You're seeing that guys that are people that were already in Justice League or heroes and stuff like that. They're like, forget it. We're doing our own lives, and we're going to have their own lives, and they're doing other things. People get dragged back in. So
I actually like that.
Yeah, I actually did like it. It's like it's a bit of growth. It's like, okay, I'm not just going to be a superhero. I've always wondered how superheroes even keep the money. I'm like, Batman can't support you guys all. Can he? You guys actually have real jobs.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're a superhero. Like, what do you need a job for?
But he doesn't want to be a superhero. That's the key.
Yeah, that's what I think.
They don't want to be superheroes.
Not all the time, anyway.
Yeah.
So that's at the beginning of the episode. They usually start off the episode with something a little funny, and that's one of them. I think it was like a kind of like a Star Trek
theme
type
thing,
type show. Then we got Nightwing, Superboy, Black Lightning, Tigress, all going on a mission to Markovia.
And Black Lightning was very reluctant in going.
Yes, because Nightwing went and recruited him. He said this is going to be a one-off mission, and blah blah. We're going in there to try to investigate the metahuman trafficking and stuff like that. Because they suspect there's a metahuman trafficking ring going on in Markovia. Then we're introduced to. You go back to the 3 children. One of them being Prince Braun.
Brion,
excuse me, thank you. Prince Brion. I guess he's been talking to Dr. Helga, saying that he wants to become a metahuman because he wants to be a hero of his country. Did that happen in there? Sorry, the way I'm writing my notes, I'm getting confused on when things happened.
Well, yeah, you went to the doctor. The doctor was reluctant, we'll say, to do the testing or put him through the process, but he pushed for it because he wanted to save find his sister.
Yeah, so so Prince Brion goes with him, wants to do this, find a sister and stuff. Because the sister, when the king and queen were killed, the sister was also kidnapped at the same time.
Yeah.
So they were kind of having a coronation.
I thought the sister was kidnapped earlier.
No, kidnapped at the same time.
She was killed during the whole assassination, right?
Oh, was she?
Yeah, because
No, she wasn't killed. She was kidnapped.
Sorry, yeah, like I was saying, she got kidnapped and the parents got killed all the same episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was basically episode 2 during their investigating. Episode. Yeah, go on. Did I miss something?
Weren't we introduced to Halo in this episode though?
Halo was she wasn't created then. She was created in episode 3. Okay. You do see her though. You do see her in episode 2.
You see who the person is, but you don't know what she becomes.
Well, I think you saw something different though. You saw.
Go on, say it. No, that didn't happen until the next episode. When they actually get created, that happened in the next episode.
Okay. All I know is that's when I realized, okay, this show is definitely it's not on the Cartoon Network no more.
So it was at this point I started realizing what they're doing, the themes that I started noticing. I don't know if you guys noticed it earlier or not, that this is going to be kind of like in the 60s, the X-Men were used as an allegory for racism. You basically had Professor X as... No, Magneto was Malcolm X, and Professor X was Martin Luther King. That's basically what the dynamics is. What I'm seeing now, what they're doing for this episode, they're using meta-humans as an allegory for LGBT community.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think the entire show actually was touching on social issues across the entire spectrum.
So that's when I started noticing these things. Beast Boy episode 7. Yeah, because one thing right off the top, this is what teed me off to it, because Beast Boy right off the top of the thing said he's openly metahuman. He's an open metahuman, and not too many other metahumans have to hide who they are and stuff like that. Right there, and that's why it clued into me. Is like,
fam, you're green.
True, so he couldn't hide anyway.
No, but you have, like, he could just be sitting up in the watchtower and hide him away. Because before, when he was on the Justice League, or when he was on the Young Justice, are we going to keep calling them the team? We know who they are. They're the Teen Titans.
Yes.
The team is the Teen Titans. I don't know why they don't say it. I don't understand. Anyway.
Stupid name.
I don't know.
The team is the Teen Titans, and I don't know why they don't say it. But anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, he could have hid away and just been a hero now. But now he's like on a show and he's saying he's meta, he's saying he's green. Again, it's an allegory for LGBT community. You know, people have to hide who they are because society might not like it.
I think at this point I didn't really that whole aspect of it didn't really hit me. I don't know. Just for me, I just watch cartoons. I can unless something actually like stands out, then I notice it. But like that, like him saying I'm an open metahuman, I was like, it went over my head.
Now we go back to Nightwing, Superboy, Black Lightning, Tigress investigating this whole thing. They're undercover and all that kind of stuff, and then they find out that the assassinated king's brother, Baron Bedlam, is his alias. It was actually him and Count Vertigo were behind the metahuman trafficking and the assassination attempt on there and all that kind of stuff. They then, through combats and whatnot, they rescued Prince Braun, who is now transformed into a Brion. Sorry. Brion, trying to rescue Brion.
The fans are getting upset.
My pronunciation. They rescue Brion, Prince Brion, now transformed into Geoforce because they went through the meta transformation. And at the same time, this is where you see those guys dump Halo's body into the grave in this episode. And that's when Tigress walks over there, and then she got up. And, and now you're introduced to Halo.
Yeah, and that's when you realize it's like, okay, this show is...
They're very violent with Halo.
Oh, man, yeah, geez, later on.
It's... They clearly said, okay, we're embracing who our audience is.
Yeah, the more adult. Oh, you're noticing that with the themes and everything that's going on through the whole thing. So that's episode 3. Now episode 4, they rescued all those people. Now they're back in Happy Harbor, and now they're trying to figure out how to deal with Geoforce Halo that they've now rescued from the trafficking and whatnot, and all the people that they rescued. Trying to figure out what to do with them as far as where they're going to stay and stuff like that. Because technically, they're not even a team yet. Mm-hmm. Technically. Because Robin said that this is just going to be a temporary thing. That was a side adventure. Now the side adventure was a 3 Harper clone. This is actually one of my favorite episodes. When the 3 Harper clones, I think it was Nightwing who went to, which one was it? Red Arrow? Was it Red Arrow? Red Arrow. Yeah. I get them confused. Yeah, it was Red Arrow. Who's basically the one that you're going to see a lot through this series. They have a security company, and he's like, okay, if you can help me with this security thing, then I'll help you. And it was basically the 3 Red Arrow clones, Red Arrow, the Guardian, and Arsenal. And
technically isn't a clone.
Arsenal is the actual real one.
Exactly.
Arsenal's the real one, and the other 2 are clones. And they run the security detail, protecting VR helmets, Granny Goodness VR helmets against Brick. It's basically become a comedy at this point.
It was a comedy episode.
Yeah, it was a comedy episode.
That was nonsense, man.
You liked that episode? It was fun. That was one of my favorite episodes.
It was just 3 Harbors, like the way they were talking. It was just like it was so corny.
Yeah, it was.
It was light. Given how dark this season is, it was a pretty light episode.
Episode 5 starts on New Genesis, and you see Orion, who's a new god, betraying the Hive, which is so New Genesis. If you guys don't know, kids out there, you got gods, the new gods who sit up high, and then there's like lower bugs that stay on the planet, and they betrayed them because they're supposed to be having trades, and they betrayed them. Now Bear, a new Genesis from the Forever people, he goes to Earth because he's friends with Superboy. Goes to Earth, asks for their help and stuff like that. Help them investigating. Miss Martian, Blue Beetle, Flash, Wonder Girl, Static Shock, 13, all go to New Genesis to help figure this out. Now, through their investigation, they find out that it is Miss Martian's brother,
who we did not know existed.
I didn't know. I didn't know half these people existed.
After me, loop there. I was like,
but it was done well.
And then they sneakily threw in that there's red Martians now.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you guys caught that. So there's green Martians, there's white Martians, and now there's red Martians.
And Ms. Martian actually is in her white Martian form.
Oh yeah, she transforms into her white Martian form.
Right, but that's how she shows herself now.
Yeah,
not the hello Megan.
Well, people actually they comment on that throughout the series, because even her brother comments is like, "You look at you, you're hiding." He's like, "No, this is how I like to present myself." It's like, you're kind of hiding away from everybody else. So, now one of the bugs, Forager. They just keep introducing people. No,
but that is the young. They did the same thing in season 2. Right? So
they did. I think it was done a little better in season 2, but we'll get to that. Now, Forager, the bug, the Hive there told him get lost. Oh yeah, they found out that. Sorry, I must have missed this. They found out that Megan's brother was impersonating Orion, so it wasn't actually Orion that was betraying the Hive. Through all the battle and stuff, the Hive told Forager to get lost, and now Forager's on his own, so now the team takes on another person and brings them back to Earth.
Like a halfway house. Just taking in people. Man.
That's basically what it is at this point now. Excuse me. Episode 6 opens up with Black Spider and a mysterious figure dropping a boulder on someone.
It was a.
We don't find out till later, but he was. Right. Yeah, he was part of. You find out something about him later. That same boulder that they dropped on this guy.
Oh yeah.
Black Spider, an assassin for the the League of Shadows. Excuse me. So now we're bringing in the League of Shadows. So the whole time, Geoforce now, he's been pestering Nightwing. Gotta find my sister, gotta find my sister, gotta find my sister. They find a lead that his sister might be on Infinity Island. So Geoforce, Halo, and Forager decide, let's go to Infinity Island. Infinity Island is where the League of Shadows are. It was that the person that dropped the boulder on, they suspect it might be his sister with now metahuman powers. So like, we're gonna drop a boulder in her head. They go to Infinity Island to try and find Brion's sister. I wanted Mark to say.
I let you. I was gonna let you sound it out first. Man.
We're gonna let find his sister. That's what's court, and of course it was against Nightwing's orders, and this is where the three of them go up against Sensei, a master of the League of Shadows, and of course they're easily defeated because they're very new to their powers and to the team. I think he killed Halo too.
Halo dies
at least 6 times.
Yes.
Didn't she got stabbed?
I think he sliced her throat.
At least a few times.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Which I'm like, I keep seeing. I'm like, again, it happens like 6 times where she gets killed. I'm like, why just her? How come they can't kill anybody else but just her? The person that can conveniently come back to life always manages to get killed.
Well, I think they showed how reckless she was too, right?
Well, she didn't know how to fight or anything.
But she was extremely reckless. Like, she would just dive in.
And Brion wasn't? Yeah, Brion was the most reckless person, but he never died.
Yeah, but his powers were known. He knew I won't say he knew the limits of his powers, but he knew what he could do. Like, Halo didn't know what she could do, right?
Yeah, and Brion was more. When I say Halo was reckless, I mean just what Mark said. She didn't know what she was doing. Yeah. Whereas Brion was just headstrong. Is that the word?
Yeah. Like, he knew he can make lava, so he's just throwing it. Like, he didn't care how far he threw it. He didn't care who he hit.
So now I don't know if I want to call them the team, but the team now came in, had to come rescue those guys, obviously. And they faced off against Sensei, Ubu, and a mysterious ninja. Did you guess who that ninja was off the top? Oh, you didn't?
No, off the top.
So that ninja, I guessed it was Jason Todd, a.k.a. the Red Hood. I said Ted Hood here.
I kind of.
I sorry, I'm letting you guys behind the curtains. I sent these guys a bunch of notes, so I was writing on my phone, and now as I'm going through my notes, I'm like, oh, there's spelling mistakes all over this thing.
It's all right. We get the gist of it. Because I was like, who the hell's Ted? I did not know there was a Ted in this whole show.
Yeah, so I deduced that second ninja was it was something that Ra's al Ghul said later, because Ra's al Ghul then steps in, stops the fight, and reveals that he's no longer the leader of the League of Shadows. Everyone decide, hey, okay, this fight's over. Walk away, and then that mysterious ninja calls out Dick Grayson's name. He's like, Dick Grayson. He's like, oh, your memories are coming back. That's great. So, and that's how I figured out that it was Jason Todd. Now,
I missed that part.
In the second season, was it the first season? I can't remember. Jason Todd was there. He was the Robin. And then later on, they said or did he die? I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, I can't remember. I'm not going to try and figure this out because I can't remember how it went in the second season. Because he was mentioned that he was killed. I think they mentioned that he was actually killed.
I can't remember.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that episode. Episode 7 is basically a history of Vandal Savage. It's funny, these little side episodes are funny. I actually like this episode.
This was a very good episode.
But I realize it's just more filler.
Yeah, it is filler. Like filler. Like the history of Vandal Savage was like, you could have made it a little bit a little more condensed. Like, is that like who he is and what he's done? He's like an apocalypse, basically.
But I like the fact that because he's been the main villain for 3 seasons,
yeah.
and we don't know who he is.
Yeah,
this is the first time we actually found out who he is.
Yeah, or where he came from and stuff
and
like
what
that.
his goals are. Right, we never saw what it was before.
Like every other cartoon, take over the world.
But that's not his goal. That's what makes him such a cool villain, right? It's actually not to take over the world. It's to make humans the most powerful force in the universe.
Led by him. Yeah, led by him.
To take over the universe. Not the world, but the universe. All the same.
He believes humanity should be the most powerful. That's his ultimate goal.
Pretty cool episode because it's like 2 of his daughters are sitting there basically recapping his whole history and stuff like that, and there's a battle going on in space. It then reveals that Lex Luthor, Savage, and the Light have been basically keeping the Justice League off balance by, creating all these kind of things in space, on Earth, and just keeping them stretched thin and not really focused on the Light and what they've been doing.
And I like that. I like the villains are smart, right? So
yes.
The villains,
a little bit more complicated than just
plan.
Yeah, a little bit more is complicated than let's grab some kryptonite and fight Superman with my fists.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more smart than that. We then find out that invading army that was coming to stop Earth. That's at the beginning of the episode. There's an invading army trying to stop Earth. Everyone on Earth is basically oblivious to this, except for Savage. They find out it's Starrio. And then it's revealed again. I think they touched on the last season. It's revealed that Savage and Darkseid have a partnership.
Yes.
And then they come
shake
together.
Hands
Come on, Mark. Jesus, man.
They shake hands at the end of the last episode of season 2.
Yeah.
It ends, and then they canceled it.
Yeah.
Bastards.
So, yeah, then they defeat that army and whatnot. Episode 8 starts off with September. I think this is the second time they brought in the date, September 22nd. So that last episode was basically explaining the plans of the Light, and this episode is basically explaining the plans of the Justice League. Starts off with a recap. Nightwing is recapping a mission to Oracle. It was Miss Livewire Shade Cheshire stealing a Reach device from Star Labs in Detroit. The team finds this out, stops them. I think it was Shadows. Tigress confronts Cheshire, asks him who's running the League of Shadows. From the same thing we found out in season Shadows, because they're trying to find out Geoforce's sister. Again, episode 6. Go back to Batman. Skip over to Batman now. Batman and this is another thing I hate when shows do this. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes, guys. That's why it sounds kind of weird. So, Robin comes into the Batcave to meet Batman. He's like, "You're late." And if you notice in movies and stuff like that, they'll always say you're late, and there's zero consequences to it.
Yeah, I guess.
There is zero. Now that I've told you this, you're gonna see it in movies and TV shows. You're like, you can't get that out of your head. You're like, you're late.
Yeah, and I think you're making more out of this than you need to. I think...
But they say it. I'm telling you, when you see it in movies and TV shows, you're like, you're late, and there's zero consequences to saying it.
I think
it's to establish a hierarchy. That's what they say it for. That's the only reason it's said for.
That and it shows Batman is an ass, right? I think that.
Well, it's establishing that he has a hierarchy on him. It's kind of lazy, but anyway. So again, recaps another episode of him. Robin, Arrowhead, spoiler, Orphan, all investigating the Mad Hatter and his mind control devices. They find out that Clayface, they have an encounter with Clayface. They find out that Mad Hatter is actually controlling Clayface, and Clayface is running a what do you call it? A mind control something or other or whatever. He's just doing some mind control experiments and whatnot. Skip over to Aquaman now and Miss Martian. They're recapping a mission with Wonder Woman where Sportsmaster and Abracadabra break out Brick and a mysterious prisoner, Shade, from a prisoner transport. Flash, Shazam, Rocket, and Aquaman, are all there to stop them, but Sportsmaster, again, one of the worst names ever, Sportsmaster gets away with the mysterious prisoner, Shade.
Good villain, though.
But was he
He is.
Was he an athlete before he became a villain? That's what
Google what he looked like before Sportsmaster in the 60s. He looks ridiculous. He looks absolutely ridiculous. They've changed him now to be more serious, but they kept that same stupid name.
Like, was it like a Bob Backlund or something?
He looks like he dresses like a football player with a baseball bat with a
like Casey Jones.
No mask, a hat, football pad. He looks like he's gonna go play football, but all his weapons are literally like baseball gloves and stuff like that. He looks ridiculous in the 60s, but now they've changed him to look more serious. But they kept this stupid name.
I don't think you can make him current and do that same thing. It's like a clown.
When you circle back to the episode now they open up this episode more, seeing that all those heroes were all in the same room in the Batcave. Nightwing, Oracle, Batman, Robin, Aquaman, Miss Martian, Wonder Woman. They're all in the Batcave. And they're all finding out a bunch of... they're finding out a branch of metahuman trafficking run by Simon Stagg. They're trying to stop that. You find out that the one character that was throughout their entire missions was Shadow. So if you run it backwards, they freed Shadow, put a mind control device on him, and then he's the one who actually took the device from Starlab. Oops, where did I go? I just left my notes. Sorry, I apologize. What episode?
Episode 8.
Sorry, I just left my notes and I came in there. Sorry if anyone wants to talk for me just for a second.
Well, I think I don't know if you're gonna... Oh yeah, you did put it at the end, so I'm not gonna bother bringing it up until you get to it.
No, I think I'm there.
But yeah, the fact that, and you said it, all of them were in the cave talking. You realize, wait a second, the league never split up. They split up to give a certain part of the league deniability.
Yes. So these heroes, I'm going to say her name again. These heroes, Nightwing, Oracle, Batman, Robin, Aquaman, Miss Martian, and Wonder Woman, are all running the team and the Justice League all behind the shadows, trying to figure out stuff. Again, just like what Casey said, to allow them deniability if things go sour. Yeah. Secretly running everything coordinated and stuff like that.
It's like a Black Ops Inception team.
Well, the idea behind it is, and I think Nash touched on at the top of the episode is how do you fight evil? Do you become evil, right? To fight evil? That's the dynamic, right? What's the best way to deal with it?
Mm-hmm. Now, they've done this before. They played around with this kind of hiding secrets in season 2. They did this before.
But it wasn't at this huge a scale.
This is another thing I was going to say. This is when I started realizing there might be too many characters in the show.
Yeah, you think?
There's way too many characters.
You already named off way too many
well,
already.
If you think about it, most of them, you see that they may have a little bit of a moment in an episode, but there's no focus on them. Like,
but it's not good either. It's not good.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like if they're not gonna play a real pivotal role, what's the point of giving them a cameo?
It's Young Justice, right? The whole point is to showcase the young heroes, right?
So
I know, but they're all over the place now.
Yeah, just say the metahumans. That's it.
Yeah, they're yeah. Again, like I was saying, like this episode, I'm like, there's too many people here. Because again, they did this before, where they introduced new characters in season 2. No problem with that. But the cast was kind of small. Now those same characters are still in the show. Yeah, from season 1 to season 2.
How often do you see them? Like
that's the point.
I to disagree. I think that the show's always been about, and you saw that in season 2, bringing in new blood, right? And the blood from the previous season is still there.
It's still there.
I don't think there's anything wrong with them still being there. But the like, what's the Flash? Kid Flash, the new Kid Flash.
He's Kid Flash.
Impulse,
he's Kid Flash.
Right? Blue Beetle. They were so important in season 2.
Not all the way through.
Barely in season 3, right? So, but they're there.
But that's my point. Like, again, bringing back to another show that had a lot of characters, Game of Thrones. They got rid of the characters and then brought in new characters. They're not doing that. That's why it feels like to me, and Mark's probably agreeing with me too, they're spreading it out too thin now.
Because now you're going to concentrate on all, I would say I agree.
But now, sorry?
If they were trying to concentrate, if they were trying to make a storyline for each one, then I would agree with you. But they don't. But
that's my beef with it. They're not concentrating anyway. They're not concentrating on just one storyline. And again, we're going to find out later that there's a shift. Then they change to another team, and they start focusing on that team later. Yeah.
It's some of the same people, though.
Some, but it's just, I don't know. To me, it's just it's spreading out a little too thin for me. But anyway, where was I now? Episode 9.
Yes, sir.
We see the Light having a meeting now, where Queen Bee and Vandal Savage are now talking about 2 tasks they have to do. The 2 tasks being that they're going to hire Lobo, to kill Forager, and task 2 that Savage will handle it by their new acquaintance, Lady Schiff. They don't actually say it there, but it's Lady Schiff. We are then introduced to Granny Goodness on the G. Gordon Joffrey show. Skip ahead to the team. They're having a training mission. Then they're interrupted by Lobo. Forager fools Lobo by shedding his skin, and Lobo thinks he killed Forager, but it was actually an empty shell.
Yep, sounds about right.
It's really, and again, I wrote in my notes here, it's really amazing how many times Halo gets killed, because he was killed again in this thing.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Jeez.
So if you're taking count, that's the 3rd time she's been killed.
But the thing is that, remember, every time she dies, she learns a little bit more about herself.
Yeah. Nothing I found was weird. Lobo was a Superman level type strength guy, and those guys were holding their own against him. Yeah.
No, comic books always do that stuff. So
a little bit of a disrespect towards it, but whatever.
Side story was task number 2, where you see Ocean Master planning on killing all the wives and girlfriends and boyfriends of the Justice League and the team members. Lady Shiv. Did I say Ocean Master? I said Ocean Master was doing that, right? I don't remember if I said that. Lady Shiv ends up killing him. Because he wanted revenge for all this stuff. Going back to the meeting with the Light, you see Queen Bee, Vandal Savage, Lex Luthor, Ultra Humanite, Deathstroke, Granny Goodness, and Lady Shiv as their enforcer. Oh, and Clarion, the Mystic Boy. So that's
I hate that character.
Clarion.
He's annoying.
Isn't he supposed to be annoying?
Yeah, I know. I didn't say hate.
It's fine. You can find him annoying. He's supposed to be annoying. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be annoying. You can find him annoying.
The episode where he gets trapped in a house is funny though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, the point of task 1 was to reveal that the team is actually working or whatever they're doing. To the light. Episode 10. We got Batman, Katana, and Metamorph. Batman, part of Batman Inc. All taking a mission to Santa Prisca. Santa Prisca is where Bane sets up his organization. We're then introduced to... I'll say that for a side story. Batman discovers that Batman is a team on Santa Prisca. They square off against Bane, Deathstroke, and Lady Shiva. So basically, they're going there to investigate Geoforce's sister, see if they can find anything in there. They later square off with the 3 of them. The side story is you're introduced to Victor and Silas Stone. Victor later on will become Cyborg. At the end of the episode, we see the foreshadowing of Victor becoming Cyborg. Yes, just like I said. Next episode. Now this is where Cyborg becomes Cyborg. Victor and Silas are having an argument, like they normally do. It happens in every iteration of Cyborg. Well, that's his story. Which is kind of fun. You didn't watch Justice League movie, did you?
No.
So,
I refused to watch it.
Which was kind of funny is because Silas Stone, Victor's father, was played by the same guy who was in Terminator 2, who created the chip, which was kind of funny. Because everyone's joke was, you didn't learn your lessons from Terminator 1? They're having an argument. There's an explosion in the laboratory. Then Silas, to save his boy Victor, infuses him with a father box. Now you're going to see these things. You've probably seen these things throughout the whole episode. The father boxes are the quote unquote evil ones. The mother boxes are the good ones. They're basically living computers. Victor is transformed into Cyborg. Cyborg goes a little bit crazy, tries to kill his father. Halo magically senses that Cyborg's alive. She came over there and then took away the influence of the father box.
Cleanse.
Cleanse.
I wouldn't say to use the word magically either, because they are related.
Okay, they're related. Yeah. Sorry. You're right. Yes.
Father box and mother box are
related, which we find out later.
Two sides of the coin.
Yeah. We find out that later. Done a lot better in the movie, I tell you.
They're pressed for time in the movie, man. You can only show so much.
I suggest you watch a movie. You're gonna be like, "What is all this garbage?"
I'm sorry. After Batman versus Superman, I mean, it's just
it is nonsense.
Don't even get me started with Batman and Superman.
We should do a review that one. That'd be hilarious.
This billionaire human.
I'm not watching that again. I'm sorry.
Not Batman versus Superman, Justice League.
Okay.
This billionaire human that can kill everyone. Nonsense.
It is nonsense, isn't it? I can't stand it. Oh, Batman will take care of everyone. Come on now.
Because he's smarter than everyone.
Come on now.
It's supposed to show that brains is better than brawn. That's the whole idea.
I don't believe it. First, I'm just over it now. I don't believe it.
Brains is better than speed, agility, moving at the speed of light, so on and so forth. But yeah, don't worry.
My buddy will fix everything.
Yeah, a little bit of kryptonite in the air. You're good as dead, Superman.
He's the only one who doesn't have a
meta powers,
a weakness.
What are you talking about?
Other than these damaged goods.
And he's human.
For the amount of times we're getting all sidetracked. Batman should have never even made it to the Justice League because Bane or someone else would have killed him a long time ago. That man's falling off of buildings and land on his back. He should be crippled.
He should be.
I can't argue that. Sometimes I wonder how him and Nightwing, basically all of Batman and his crew.
He got a broken leg and he'll still suit up and go fight like he didn't break anything.
That's why they're awesome.
He's not like he has adamantium and he's healing himself. He's like this man's bandaged up.
Has gadgets. He's like Iron Man.
He's a human.
Iron Man is a suit.
Iron Man is human.
Iron Man is a suit, though.
Yeah,
Iron Man is a suit. It's just not armored.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Episode. I'm Batman.
nonsense.
The Lego movie. Who never skips leg day? Batman. Sorry, we got completely sidetracked there. Episode 12. We got the Outsiders figuring out more about Halo's powers.
They're not the Outsiders.
Sorry, I wrote the Outsiders. Yeah, sorry. The team. I wrote the Outsiders, and I realized later on I was like, oh, I shouldn't have wrote that. The team or whatever because they're not even the team yet, so I don't even know what to call them.
They're not in the team. They're just, what did you guys call them earlier? When they were in the house?
Halfway house? Halfway house team?
The halfway kids, whatever you want to call them. No disrespect to the real people out there, but...
They're finding out more about her powers. They're finding out that she's actually a living mother box. Because when she died, the mother box actually took over her essence. The essence of the mother box went into her. The side story was, again, a little bit more of, I keep spelling exposition wrong. A little bit more, it was an expositional dream done through a little cartoon that, Beast Boy fell into a dream. It was like comedy clips of Teen Titans Go and Hello Megan, even done with all the voice acting of Teen Titans.
I think they were trying to make fun of the fact that they got canceled, and that's what
was that what it did?
That's how I took it.
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right about that.
That's how I took it. Yeah, that they got canceled for that.
Have you? I was gonna ask if you're watching. Probably not. I
refuse to watch it. Same reason I refuse to watch Avengers Assemble. But anyway.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't that good.
They find out that Granny Goodness is behind the VR helmets, and basically through the VR helmets, she's kidnapping teens and becoming metahumans and stuff like that. Another note I put in here: one, how did Beast Boy not fall under the mind control? And two, he's magical now? Because a monkey came to him in his dream and said, no. He's like, oh, I transformed because of blood transfusion. He's like, no, you transformed because I'm magical. His pet monkey is magical.
I thought he was in a semi...
Yeah, it was kind of like that. But the monkey came to him in his dream and said, you're magical.
Just the monkey coming to it. I don't think it actually meant that's how he got
his powers. But that's how he explained how he didn't fall under the mind control.
I don't know.
He just magically didn't fall under mind control.
It's a little weird. It only lasted that episode. You didn't really see it.
Let's not go back to that again.
I never saw the monkey after that.
Through episode 13, through Beast Boys, he gave the Outsiders another metahuman, found trafficking ring. Through Beast Boy and that whole fever dream he had, they found out another metahuman trafficking ring. They went to go infiltrate that, and this was led by a team onslaught, led by Simon, best name ever. Devastation, Mammoths, Shimmer, Ice Jr., and the Terror Twins.
Ice Jr.
And the Terror Twins from season 1.
Yeah, that was a good episode right there. I like how that Superboy and Ice Jr. are actually still friends. Like they were battling the whole time, but they were talking about, oh yeah, I'm engaged. Oh, congratulations! As he's trying to kill him.
It's all love aside. All love aside.
So they successfully snuck out Tara, because this is where they actually found out, again through the dream, they found out this is where Tara, aka Tara.
The thing is, you haven't mentioned Tara is actually Brion's.
Yes, I said.
No, but the thing is,
I haven't said it.
No, you haven't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You got to fill everyone in.
Yeah, sorry. Apologies. Yeah, we find out that Tara is Brion's Geoforce's sister. The rest of the team have to go back, and there's a whole bunch of metahumans in there, so they have to go back and free them and stuff like that. They do that. The side story is... Cyborg is attacking Halo. because the father box took over Cyborg's mind, and now he's attacking the mother box inside Halo.
I actually like that story.
The little side story there.
Yeah,
Halo actually cleanses him again, and at the end of this episode, we find out that Tara is a traitor working for Deathstroke,
which I thought was a nice touch.
Did you watch Judas? You didn't watch Just League Judas Complex? That movie?
No.
Okay.
I'll have to watch it.
Sorry, you thought it was a nice touch because?
I just liked that it wasn't, once again, that the light actually had a plan.
They was have
right? No, but I mean,
I liked it.
It was a good fight between the light and the Justice League, and both sides were making gains and both sides were making losses.
I like that. I like it, but it was just weird because it was like all the other episodes. It's Geoforce trying to find his sister. You never really see her in all the
because he was in shadows in that episode 6 or whatever.
And then you finally rescue her, and at the end you're like, she's like, I'm in. I'm like, what?
But that's what I mean. That's why I thought it was good. It was like.
I don't know. I feel like if you had showed like a glimpse to say, well, what's going on? Like, why is she talking with Destro? Like, if you saw like, if you made it shady enough to say, well, why is she captive or is she working with him?
Well, you do see that in the second half. So
yeah. But in the first half, it was like, it's just a little weird. I don't know.
But that's how the season 13, episode 13 ended. Mm-hmm. And we had to wait months.
It was a long time.
We had to wait months, but you guys are only going to have to wait a week. So we're gonna stop it there. And then we'll continue next week, guys. We'll reconvene next week and
I guess
talk about the second part.
We can link up. We can link up and
All right. So that's it for the team podcast, and we're out.